driverless car that can operate on its own accord without the need for any input from passengers. Cadillac, Ford, and Audi have all created driving aids that can take the wheel and throttle for you, but the systems require you to keep one hand on the wheel, and in some cases even your eyes on the road using eye tracking technology to make the car operate. And some people have gone to the liberty of, finding a loophole in this, especially in Teslas, by putting an orange on the steering wheel to simulate your hand sort of hanging out there. And as a result, what happens is the car makes a mistake and it ends up running into something or something else collides with it. And a lot of the times the outcome is very not pretty. This is Richard Wallace, the Director of Transportation Systems Analysis for the Center of Automotive Research. And he says, don't be fooled by some of the hype that the tech is ready. Not all hurdles still to be overcome are related to artificial intelligence driving. A big issue is cybersecurity. It would be crazy to have drivers taken out in the backseat without that figured out. And AI has to be far better than the drivers today. Right now, humans have one fatal crash per 100 million miles. That's 99.99% safe. But that's not good enough. For CAVs, we need 99.9999999% safe. And that's a lot of digits, near perfection. And I have to say, he's right. Although it hurts me to say, eventually, at some point in the future, there's a chance that driverless cars will take over and the manual transmission and even the automatic transmission will be completely extinct from our roads. And those of you that know me know that I'm fully against this because I actually find enjoyment in driving. But unfortunately, a whopping 78% of Americans say they would like autonomous vehicles to exist, and that if they had one, they would buy one. And this is Lawrence D. Burns, the former chief of R&D at GM, and he is sort of spearheading the whole movement towards autonomous cars. And in an interview with Automobile Magazine, he says, imagine, I have my own autonomous vehicle. I ride to the office in Detroit where my vehicle drops me off at the door. It's then intelligent enough to go find a place to stage. I call it staging, not parking. Maybe while it's there, it's re-energizing its batteries or getting some maintenance or being cleaned. During the day, I can even dispatch it to get my kids at school and take them to soccer practice. Then at the end of the day, my vehicle stops by a Chinese restaurant, picks up my takeout order, and then picks me up at my office door and drives me home. Actually, getting the takeout brings up one of the best potential time savers when using an autonomous vehicle. It's not that you don't have to pay attention when driving, it's that you don't have to take the trip at all. Now, Mr. Burns is he's pushing forward on this as hard as he can, but he might be just a bit biased because he is the person that started Google's entire atomic project. And the new Audi is boastfully advertising the new AI traffic jam pilot in its AL sedan. Okay, now does anyone want to answer for me what they suppose the AI traffic jam pilot is?
When you're in a traffic jam, it drives itself, so you don't have to pay attention.
Thanks, Reed. Thank you. Now, when I first read AI traffic jam pilot, I thought to myself, wow, they finally made a car that drives itself in traffic, right? And I started digging deeper into this. I started reading through articles, and I come to find that it's not that at all. And Audi is just using a marketing scheme to get people to buy their cars and create hype around it, to make people think that they have finally made an autonomous vehicle. And that's not all the case. And I think it's kind of scummy for Audi to even do that. And let's say you're walking into a dealership and you don't really have any prior knowledge of this, and you also have 120,000 burning a hole in your pocket, and you walk in, and the salesman comes up to you and says, hey, you're looking for a new car? And then you say, yes, I want the best of the best car. Then he takes you to the AL, and he says, oh, it has traffic jam pilot assist. It can take you through traffic jams. And then the next day, you get into a traffic jam, you're like, all right, Audi, traffic jam assist. And then it rear-ends the car in front of you because you weren't paying attention. And you're going to be pretty disappointed when you crash your brand new these technologies have admittedly gotten better with time, but they're still nothing to be relied upon, and as long as people keep misusing them, they only make driving more dangerous rather than less dangerous. And I will admit, when used properly, they can reduce the crash rate and they can make driving a lot easier and less stressful for people, but I have found time and time again that people tend to rely on them, including myself. Now, there was a period of time when I first started driving in which I didn't shoulder check because my car had blind spot detection. And on my last day of this awful habit, I found myself merging into a police officer. He didn't bother to pull me over, but I was scared out of my mind because I practically ran him off the road into the dirt, and I wondered what would have happened if I hadn't stopped or if there was something on the side of the road whenever he was there. I've seen this phenomenon time and time again among my friends and family and just acquaintances, and I even know a few instances of which people at the school have turned on their signal, the blind spot detector didn't go off, and then they merged into the car next to them. And that's just stupid. Okay, anyways. I don't have an inherent problem with driving assist. Actually, I think they're extremely beneficial when used properly, but people need to start realizing their limitations and how to properly use them. Despite what certain